Hey guys, my name is Toby and today we're taking a look at how to deal with difficult selections inside of Photoshop. Now, we did do some of this last week because we had a look at how to deal with detailed selections like hair and fur and that sort of thing. But this time we're going to take a look at what to do when your background is pretty much the same colour as your subject. So in this case we have a white shirt on a white background, but it might be that you could have two orange things or something like that. It doesn't really matter. As long as the background and the foreground are the same, more or less, and you're struggling to get a selection off it, this technique will work wonders. So, let's take a look at why this is a problem. If I take the Quick Select tool, which is keyboard shortcut W, and I start to make a selection, it's going to get a hand OK, and then it's going to start to find the shirt, and it's going to get confused because the shirt is white, and it's going to assume that it's part of the background. And it's just going to struggle. And we could, come in here and try and guide the Quick Select tool more towards what we want by holding down Alt to subtract from selection, but it's still going to struggle because there isn't a definitive edge there. And that's what the Quick Select tool is looking for. It's looking for a contrasty edge, which it can go, aha, I can see that, and I'm going to grab that, but we don't have that, so it's not going to do it. I can't even really see with my eye here where that edge actually is, but rest assured, it is in this photo. It's just kind of not visually obvious. So we need to find a way of kind of pulling that out. And the way we're going to do that is by duplicating this layer here. So I'm going to press Command J or Control J if you're on the PC. And then we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Levels, and basically we're going to add a load of contrast so that the Quick Select tool can see that edge. I'm going to do this just by dragging the black point up, but you might find that you just need to kind of play around with these three nodes here until you get something that's kind of giving you an edge. And I know that this looks awful, but we're literally just using this layer here to get a selection, and then we're going to get rid of it. So that's, it's as simple as that really. So I'm going to hit W on the keyboard again, and we've now got this nice kind of black outline all the way down this side, which we can use to get a selection very, very easily. And we'll just do the same thing in there, and in here, and I think that's going to do pretty good. Now, what we can do at this point is we can right click and delete this layer. We can hit yes, and we can add this to a layer mask. So that's by clicking this little rectangle down here. It's added the inverse of what we wanted, so I'm going to select the layer mask and press Command or Control if you're on the PC and the letter I, and now that's starting to get rid of our background. Now we've still got a load more to do with this, so what we can do, again, is repeat the process, but this time we'll do it for this side over here. So I'm going to press Command J. I'm going to use Levels, which the keyboard shortcut is Command or Control and the letter L, and I'm just going to kind of start to find the point at which her shoulder is nice and contrasted. So I think that's probably pretty good for that side of her. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to make sure that this layer is selected, and I'm just going to kind of click and drag down here. We won't grab her hair, actually. I'm going to hold Alt to take away from that, and that bit there. And then we can delete this layer. Now the problem is that we already have a mask on this, so what you need to do is select the mask and then press Shift and Delete or Shift Backspace if you're on the PC and just fill with black. And that's just going to add that area to our mask as a transparent area. And you can basically do that as many times as you need to for your image. You might find that some areas, one level setting doesn't really work, but a slightly different one does. So you can do it in sections. You could even, to some extent, try it with a hair. Let's give that a go, see how this works. Even though it's fairly contrasty, but you might get some really fine detail out of it. So we'll duplicate our layer again, and I'm going to use another Levels command, and we'll just drag that down. Drag the white point up, maybe. Something like that. Hit OK. He says, and then with the Quick Select tool we'll just come around here and do a quick little grab of her hair. I'm not gonna bother trying to do this in a lot of detail because I've got another tutorial which we did last week which runs through that even better than this technique. So we're gonna delete this layer again, boom boom boom, select our layer mask, that's important, hit Shift Delete, fill with black, and there we go. We have a perfect cutout of what would have been a difficult and time-consuming thing to paint out in Photoshop, done quite quickly. So I think that is going to do it this time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Toby, and we'll see you soon.